So Nameberry is a website where you can search for the perfect baby name. In 2021, the worldwide list is out. So the most popular worldwide name for a baby girl is Luna, and the most popular boy's name in the world is Arlo.
And now, a whole new way to watch radio. The Dennis George Show. Here's your host, Dennis George.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit. I do have the USA list because, again, the website's called Nameberry, Berry, Nameberry, and they list each country, and then you can extrapolate from that the worldwide list, which we'll get into in just a minute. But first, Mitch is here. Mitch, how are you?
Who comes up with these names? All right, I really actually blame the Chinese. All right, Arlo. Seriously, Arlo.
Hold that thought.
Run.
Sam is here.
How deep are we gonna get today?
Balls deep, balls deep. Debbie's here.
Howdy, everybody.
And Denny G is here.
Hello, my friends.
Yeah, so Mitch, you were blaming who? China?
I was blaming China, all right, because, I mean, they have the largest population, all right?
Yeah.
So they're having the most babies, and Arlo for a name, really, Arlo? Seriously.
Yeah.
How is that Chinese, though?
I don't know that it's
still China's fault.
It's still...
Okay.
They also built a replica of the Eiffel Tower, all right?
Start the list.
Oh, yeah, it's already going.
I do
That's
like the
not
name...
Chinese either.
I like the name Luna. I like that name. Like, that's...
Mm.
And it's interesting because they show each country and the top 10 for each country. And so I scrolled through like the top 20 countries, and Luna was in the top 1, 2, or 3, or even 4 in the whole list.
It must be a Luna year.
From for everywhere. I was kind of surprised.
What country had the most?
Luna's to the apology list.
Well, I don't know how to answer that question because I'm not really sure. The site doesn't really do it that way. It just lists the top 10 girls, top 10 boys for each country. So I'm not really sure what you're asking. Yeah,
Yep.
I can't do. But what I can say is,
Hello.
yeah,
Ring, ring.
Right? We have a guest visitor?
What I
We have
can't.
colleagues?
Right, we have a guest. We have a guest.
It's the
stop in.
intern.
Right.
He couldn't show up tonight.
Still need to get an intern. Here's the USA list. This is USA. Girls' names. Number 1 is Luna. Now, I think Debbie might have to help me with these pronunciations. Number 2 is Mavie. Is that right? Mavie? No?
Mavis?
No, it's me. Maeve.
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 Spelled
Okay.
Maeve, and I have heard it pronounced Maeve. And so
Maeve.
that's
Okay.
what I have heard.
Number 3 is Aurora. Number
That's
4
actually
is
a really beautiful name.
yeah.
What was it again?
Aurora.
Aurora. I like that.
Borealis.
Isn't that Sleeping Beauty's name?
Yes.
No, it's the gal from Star Trek. It's the gal from Star Trek who did the communications thing.
That's
That's
Uhura.
Oh,
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Number 4 is Isla, and number
Why?
5 is Ariella. Isn't that what a nipple?
No. That is not how you pronounce that name.
Oh, how do you pronounce it?
Aurelia.
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 Okay.
What? None of these names. I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something very American.
I wouldn't even know how to spell any of these. I get it.
I mean, like, why is it Catalea on the list?
These just don't sound like American names to me.
That's why I'm blaming China.
Maeve is, I believe.
Let me just move it
I
on.
I'm ignoring all of you right now.
All right.
Maeve is I believe a traditionally Irish name, and I say that only because I have
Interesting.
heard that used a few times in different things. But also,
Yeah.
there's an author whose her first name is Maeve.
And how is the correct spelling of that?
It's Maeve. V
Yeah.
is in Victor.
Well, here are
Okay.
the boys' names aren't any better. Here are the boys' names.
Which one of us is going to be on that list?
Silas. Silas is number
Huh.
1.
I like
Yeah.
Silas.
Silas. That was in that show Weeds. Wasn't his name Silas?
Yeah.
The younger
One of
son,
the kids, yeah.
right?
Number 2 this is like from some sort of Roman
Just
porn.
opened it.
Atticus.
Atticus is not Roman porn. Oh my God.
Come on, what is it? To Kill a
To
Mockingbird?
Kill a
Atticus
Mockingbird.
Finch?
Atticus Finch.
I never saw that show.
It was a book first.
Oh.
Wow, we're 2 minutes in and Debbie's she's
I
looking for
am
her car
already.
keys. She is looking for her car
All right.
keys.
Number 3 is Arlo. Arlo.
Isn't that like that camera that you can get for your house? Isn't that called
Yes.
Arlo? Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
sounds kind of creeper.
Peeping Tom. Number 4.
I do
Is-
like it though.
Number 4 is Theodore. That's Teddy.
Ew.
That's a good
Teddy's coming
Theodore
back.
Roosevelt.
Teddy.
Theodore
Yeah,
Roosevelt.
Teddy.
Rough
That's
Rider. That was
Right.
a Rough Rider.
And number 5, I like this name, Finn. I like the name Finn. Finn.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for
Sounds like
Dennis to
Glee
make
Club.
a horrible connection to Finn. I'm waiting for it.
Finn.
You could do a crossover and do Finley
Finley.
as a female.
Finny. Phineas. I don't know. What's the horrible reference? I don't know anyone.
I don't know. I was just waiting for one.
No, I don't have one.
Finn just sounds like something I would name my dog. Come on. Finn,
After the
come on,
nipple
buddy.
thing, I really don't have anything else.
I actually know a dog named Finn.
Is that a type of a book? A dog named
Sounds
Finn?
like it. I know a dog.
No,
It
no.
named
does.
Finn.
A dog named
dog
Finn. It sounds like a
Whose
movie.
name is Finn. I know a dog whose name is Finn.
Oh,
It's
It's not a
interesting.
book. It's not a movie. That's
This is interesting.
It's a dog.
a dog.
This is interesting. In India and in Pakistani, the top name there for men, for
Wait,
boys,
can we go back to that country real quick? What was that again?
I don't know. India.
And the other one.
Pakistan.
No, the other one.
The other
one.
one.
Pakistan.
Pakistani?
Not Pakistani. Pakistan
Pakistan.
is the name of the country.
Apologize.
So cute. Oh,
Apologize
it's
to
there. Trust.
Pakistan.
Oh,
Pakistan.
trust. It's
I
there.
really think that I need to start proofing the stuff
Pakistan.
that you are reading.
It says on the site. It says on the website with an I. So I don't know. Anyway, the top boys' name for there is Danger. That's the name, Danger. Like, would you name your son Danger?
Well, it might
I would
mean
give them their
something
middle
else in
name.
that
Totally.
language.
All right.
Are-
Like the
are you
middle
sh-
name could be Danger. All right.
Yeah.
That
But are
way,
you
quoting
sure that-
Austin Powers.
Are you sure that it's pronounced that way?
No, I'm not. That's a very, and I don't know if the translation from that language is like there might be a language translation that's pronounced a little
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah.
Fine.
I don't
Gotta
know
be.
exactly how that would be pronounced.
Fine,
Oh my
Debbie,
God.
you're always right.
So, Dennis, can you pronounce the
Yes,
other
sir.
like top 2 names of those countries?
Ariella,
Should we start a thank you list, Debbie?
Areola.
You could be the
I don't know.
first on the list.
I don't know.
I knew you were gonna go there. Just stop.
Where's the buzzer? Where's the buzzer? Come on.
No, that one's the
That's the bell. I get the bell. Hey, I do want to mention
Like a yellow card.
a fantastic podcast, the Insanely Dangerous Retro Pod Show. It's called the Insanely Dangerous Retro Pod Show. Shout out to them. They all listen to our show and they talk about our show, which is hysterical. So now they've done 2 shows talking about our show, which is really hysterical.
They're breaking us down.
So
Just like Dennis
Yeah.
After Dark.
I think so. So shout out to them. They posted about our show on their Twitter feed. They had 3,851 comments about our show on their show, which is hysterical.
That's
So-
awesome.
I just want to
That's
say if they're
crazy.
going to rip off our material, we're going to need royalties. That's just what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, you know,
Rude.
yeah.
shoot me that name via text so that I remember to go back and subscribe
will.
to them so that I can hear.
Yeah,
them. So
I'm
I
gonna
can-
Yeah.
go subscribe to them too and
I
read
will.
the comments.
I will. Yeah, absolutely. We have got a fantastic show for you. Top 10 list is top 10. That's not it. It's not
That's
top.
not it.
It's not. It says here top 10 crimes that people committed for the strangest reasons. That's not the list.
That's not what we're doing today.
That's not the list. Debbie, what is the
That
list?
sounds like a fun
Today's
list.
list is the top 10 things that they stopped teaching in school that should be taught in school.
That's a completely different
Ooh.
list.
totally
Yes.
different list.
Totally
Real
different.
math,
Both are good.
Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. Right.
sentence structure.
Right. And we have a weird people, including a Yuri update.
Ooh.
Yes.
Dun dun dun.
And then,
Now,
and
can you
then
bring everybody up to speed on Yuri in less than 2 minutes?
yeah, I'm gonna try. And
I'm gonna
then
time you.
I'm gonna try really hard. And then we have listener email.
My
And we
favorite.
finally have solved two pressing questions that spanned over a couple podcasts. One,
Hey.
Sam's tin hats, and the second one, should Sam get naked? Which somehow that became a huge email
It's a
deal.
thing.
That's
So,
that's
yeah,
that's
so-
because Mitch
Oh.
told everybody to send pictures.
Apparently, I have to go back and listen to what
I just thought it
exactly.
was
He did.
because I said,
did.
you know,
Is
if
it-
we raise like $100,000 for cancer, you know, we get naked for a podcast.
We got like 20 emails about Sam getting naked, and I was like, did I miss this in the show? Because I don't remember
I
this
guess
at
you
all.
did.
Anyway,
Thank
we're
you.
gonna talk about that. So stick around. We'll be right back.
The Dennis
Little
George
bump.
Show continues after this.
Our fellow Americans.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans.
And soon, they will be available to everyone.
The science is clear. These vaccines will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
They could save your life.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
That's the first step to ending the pandemic and moving our country forward. It's up to you.
The views expressed on Dennis George Show
Are not our own or anyone else's.
Listen at your own risk, and we cannot be held responsible for your ears burning, bleeding, or ringing, or the blurred eyesight.
some things you will not be able to unhear or unsee, and for that,
You are warned.
Do not try anything we suggest or talk about at home, work, or in your car.
A reminder, there are no rules, and our show is intended for mature audience only.
or at a minimum,
Those over your state's or country's legal age of consent.
Any experiments
Jobs, skills, or sexual positions suggested
and or recommended
are for comedy purposes only and should not be tried without supervision.
or a spotter.
safety word or phrase,
Is recommended in advance of trying anything
Any
new.
medical advice
or comments that seem like medical advice,
should be reviewed with your own doctor.
or at least.
Check it on Google like we did.
Thank you, and good luck.
And now, back to the Dennis George Show.
All right, a little bit of weird people news here. We all know that the lockdowns have been pretty serious in places all over the world, and of course, people take it seriously as they should. And in restaurants, particularly early on, in some countries still, you can't dine inside at all. Like that's a thing. Like you can't be inside dining, and in many countries, that still is the case.
And they do takeout.
Yeah, and they do carry out. In Halifax, Nova Scotia, the police there got an urgent call this week from someone who said that an illegal customer was seated at a table and dining inside at the window. And this was pretty serious, of course, and it was a big deal. So they dispatched the police promptly, and the officer got out of his car and was looking in the window, and was a little puzzled. But apparently, the caller had mistaken the person sitting at the table. It's not a human; it was a mannequin. There was a mannequin dining in the restaurant at the table, and the owner said that they put that there just to show that
They're open.
that they're open and they're people that could come in and dine, but not on the inside, of course. So the restaurant posted on their Instagram page, please don't call the police. We're only open for takeout. And the Halifax, Nova Scotia Police Department posted on their website a picture of it and told people that it's cool. The mannequin's allowed to dine there. So that was.
So, Dennis, I got a question.
Yeah.
Didn't you call the police because your neighbors had more than 10 people over?
So yes, and that did not. And that
I
did
was
not.
like moving right over that one.
And that did not go well. And let me tell you what happened. So this was early on. This was really when we were all really locked down.
We were afraid.
And we were all very concerned. And this was last year. And I look out the back window, and my neighbors are having a party. And there was probably 30 people, and they were having a good old time. There was a party and music, and they were having a lot. And I was not trying to be that guy, but I was concerned. There were a lot of kids, and we still didn't know the extent of the COVID. So I called the police, and the police specifically asked, do you want to talk to the officers or do you want to remain anonymous? I said, no, I don't want to talk to anyone. I want to remain anonymous. I don't want anyone to come by. And, but if you could just check it out and I'm not trying to have them busted up or anything, but, could you go ask about it? 5 minutes later, there's 3 police cars over there, and they come over to my house and knock on the door. Like, the police officer wants to talk to me. And I'm like, there's nothing to talk to me about. Like, and I'm just like, oh, my neighbors they're going to hate me. Like, they're just going to hate me. Like, it did not go well.
You're welcome, America. You're welcome.
Yeah.
And did they break up the party?
When I looked out there a little later, everyone was gone. So at that point, I felt some sense of guilt. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I was on a Zoom call with a group of people when all of this was going down. Yeah, Mitch was on the call too. So it was quite the experience.
Has your house been egged?
No, and I like my neighbors, and they like me, and we wave and
or
all
so
that.
you think they like you.
Not anymore. They
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
I would have egged your house.
I'm not gonna lie, I was the bad angel on that call. Do it, Dennis. Call the
It's
police.
true. I need to mind my own.
Shocking.
Need to
Shocking
mind my-
that you were
It
the
was
guy.
early on, and there were
No,
kids.
you cared. It was
I
a
should have
caring
minded-
thing.
Maybe I should
Yes,
have minded my own
caring
business.
thing.
I don't
Right,
know.
because at that point in time, we
meant
had
well.
no idea how it was spreading or whatever.
I didn't, and I was concerned for the kids. I'm not going to lie. I was not being a nosy neighbor. I mean,
Good job. You did
know.
a good job.
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but I did have some guilt when the officer was in, and I did not open the door for the officer. I talked through the window. He wanted me to open the door. He didn't have a mask on, and and this was early on. Again, we didn't know the extent of it, but he wanted me to open the door and talk to him, and I'm like yelling through the window, "No, I'm not opening the door." But he was like,
You don't have a
insisting.
mask.
I'm like, I'm not opening the door.
Right.
He's like, sir,
Wait. How early was this? Was this before they actually mask mandated?
Oh yeah. I mean, this
Okay.
was still what I was talking to my family over Zoom.
Oh, okay. So if it was before the mask mandate, I totally understand why the police officer did not have a mask on. So
Yeah.
just to level set that one, I just need to
Yeah.
get that level set for myself.
So let's get into Margot and Yuri.
Wait a minute.
You're gonna
I
start
gotta
a
get the timer out here because
All
you
right.
get 2 minutes.
I'm going to give you a quick recap if you're not familiar with this. Bodybuilder Yuri Tokido had a rough start to 2021, a sudden divorce. Controversial sportsman made headlines in 2020 after marrying a sex doll called Margot. We're not making this up, by the way. Just before Christmas in Kakistan, he told us that his wife was broken, literally, and he had to send her to be repaired. But when she
had a blowout.
She had a blowout or something. We don't know. She might have been a full synthetic deal. We're not sure if she was a blow up or what. Anyway, the relationship then ended in separation. He then moved on to dating a half chicken, half man type thing, which he really liked. And then he started dating another one. Now he's saying this week that he wants to build a harem. So he told this week his 100,000 followers on Instagram that he is taking applications to join his harem.
Can you
So
fill this out like right now, all of us together collectively?
Yes, we should do that. We should fill out an application.
So wait, I thought so the chicken thing.
Yeah.
She has a name because she's half chicken, half woman.
Yeah.
Because the top half is woman, the bottom half is chicken.
Yeah.
She has a name and I can't think of it. Is it Lola?
Like
Lola.
queer.
Right?
Lola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So
Lola.
but there's another, he had another sex doll at one point too.
Yes.
With Margot. So after Margot went away, he had another one. And so he was in a throuple with this chicken thing.
So the throuple is still happening. Margot's out of the picture.
Right.
Her friends, they still can't find Margot. They're still concerned. The nightclub is still posting regular that they
And
want her
she's
back.
still a sex doll.
We don't know.
She is still a sex doll.
She is still a sex doll.
This is very true.
Well, we don't know. No one's
I'm wondering.
What do you mean? Wait, Dennis. What do you mean we don't know if she's a sex doll?
I mean,
We know that.
She's plastic. She could be Nike
She
shoes
saw
by now.
pictures.
She may not be a sex doll anymore. All right.
all right.
She's been recycled, and she is now.
So,
Mitch
Earth
might not
first,
be wrong.
all right? Earth
That's right.
first.
The new version of Michael Jordan's.
I'm mostly interested in
What's that pump made
who's
of?
he accepting applications from? Is he accepting applications from other sex dolls, or is he accepting applications
That's
from
not
actual people now?
Not quite clear. Now, let me just be clear about one thing.
It's so confusing.
Sex dolls, as far as I know, can't Instagram themselves. They're going to need some help, so I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
That goes back to the original topic with Debbie about a human marrying a doll.
How does a sex doll give consent? The sex doll
Right.
cannot give consent because
She didn't say no.
doll.
Maybe you program it.
She didn't say no.
Dennis, you are heading down a very slippery slope right now. And if you say
True.
anything else, I'm going on that list faster. And then I'm going to leave here and I'm going to drive over to you and I'm going to walk in your house.
So you'll
and I
see
will come
Debbie in about
behind
2
you
minutes.
on the Zoom call and I will slap you.
I'll join you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Wait, that could be good radio.
Right.
But I mean, here's
So-
the thing. Here's the thing about the applications, all right? I think the applications are still for sex dolls, all right? Because here's the thing. I've seen pictures of Yuri, and I'm pretty sure he can't read. All right.
What?
Should
So
apologize.
it's
to him.
really
Put him on the
good
list.
that this application is for sex dolls. All right. It's
Really?
just easier for him.
Hmm.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm not going to
Wrong.
say you're wrong, but I don't know that you're right. I'm just saying if people are interested, they should follow him on it's Yuri. They should follow him on Instagram and apply. I mean, he's got a lot of people who are interested.
Oh, they're gonna apply.
Oh,
Trust.
sure. Oh, sure.
But
Listen,
he isn't gonna like them. He doesn't even like a sex doll. How's he gonna like an actual another person?
So,
Listen,
so here's
we
my-
know. Let me just say one thing. We know they're going to get responses because we can simply say one simple thing on our show and we get email. So I know that Yuri's going to get applications. I'm just throwing that out
Oh,
there.
he will.
And that's why he
So-
wants the harem.
Send me
Right.
the information where I
hate
can
them.
fill one out.
Denny G, are
He's
you
ready
willing
for
to-
the good
Yeah,
times.
Yes.
but that's not a bad idea, Denny G, because maybe you can be our special correspondent on this issue. Like, we
I'm in.
got to send
Sure.
you to Kakistan,
Sure.
to do this.
Wait, what country is this,
Sure.
Dennis?
Pakistan.
Kakistan.
Debbie?
Sure.
Yeah, it is. It's Kakistan.
Send me the information.
Probably
K-A-Z-A-
Kazakhstan?
Kakistan.
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Debbie, it's all yours.
I can't. I can't. I really can't.
So
I
we're gonna
try.
we're gonna
I
get the
try so
application.
hard. I'm just gonna write everything out phonetically for you from now on. So I will do the copy and I will put down exactly how to pronounce.
What's wrong? Am I saying Kakistan wrong?
Yes, absolutely.
Kazakhstan.
Incorrect. Oh God. Just stop. Just stop. So
Someone
I
else
have
say
a
it.
question.
Someone
I
else say
have-
it. Someone else say it.
Mitch, say it.
Kazakhstan.
Okay. Anyway,
Kazakhstan.
we'll get an application for Denny G,
Yeah.
and we'll get it.
I'll do it.
All right, we'll get it.
I have a question, and this
Yeah.
comes back to sort of sociology and psychology, and this is just a question that I have. Has Yuri actually ever been in a relationship with a human?
Hmm.
No, I expect no answer here.
yeah.
That's just a curiosity
So
point.
you're thinking that Yuri could be a virgin?
Oh
I
my God.
I am literally
be.
just asking. Well, he doesn't have to be a virgin if he's just because he's never been in a relationship with a person.
Well, in the
And
movie,
relationship
Ah.
versus just the
Does
physical stuff.
sextile penetration count as taking away virginity
Or who?
for Yuri?
Well, I mean, the first time he penetrates a sex doll, yes, he took the sex doll's virginity.
Well, I think we can safely say that Margot has lost her virginity. The question at hand was
She got a
whether Yuri has lost his virginity.
No, that was not my question. My
Oh.
question is not about Yuri's virginity.
Oh,
My question is solely, has he ever actually been in a relationship with a person?
well, in the
Oh.
movie, Lars and the real girl, he was in a relationship before.
that's true.
I didn't remember him being in a relationship before.
Yeah, that's why something happened to that relationship. I don't know if I can't remember if the woman
Oh,
died or
yes, yes. That's right. That's right.
something, and that's what he couldn't grasp or deal with it, and
Yeah. So that's just a
Ended up
curiosity
meeting a
question.
friend of Margot's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a
I had the same question. I agree.
Friends
just
of
a question.
Margot.
Friend, hey, it sounds like a new support group. Friends
Like
of
Friends of
Margot.
Dorothy.
Right. Friends of Margot.
Free Margot.
Free Margot. No, the hashtag Where's Margot was trending for a while.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I think we need to change it to Find Margot. Hashtag
Right.
Find Margot.
I'm just glad it's not, hashtag Margot, because then it'd just be pound Margot.
Oh my God. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mitch.
We're gonna apologize.
That's
to
our
Margot.
very quick Yuri and Margot
2 minute,
update.
our 2 minute Yuri.
Now
He actually did the recap in under a minute.
did.
All right,
Yep.
I got to
Good.
give him that.
I was
actually
very-
I was telling
very
Sam to throw him
excited.
off. All right,
and I left out a ton of details. So if you are curious, just simply
go watch the rest of the season.
Listen, all you gotta do is Google Yuri and Margot. You will find at this point tens of thousands, including photos and videos of references to this whole deal.
Go
We'll
watch
do a
the
better
video.
job of breaking it down.
No,
So just
watch
watch
the
our
video.
show.
Yeah, or
watch the videos.
or watch our
No.
show. One thing is interesting. When we first started covering Margot and Yuri, there was like one article. Like no one. It was a brand new thing. So I feel like we were ahead of the curve on that deal. I'm just.
I was talking to a neighbor tonight about Margot and Yuri, and
Oh my God.
Who brought it up? Did you bring it up, or did they bring it
I
up?
was talking about the show, and anyway, I just mentioned it, and I said, and he met her at a bar, and he goes, "What?
At a gentleman's
How does that
club.
happen?"
She was a hostess. She was a
At a
hostess.
She
gentleman's
was hostess at the
club.
bar, right?
Right, she was a hostess
Yes.
at the bar. Right.
Yes,
At the gentleman's club. It wasn't
Yes.
just a bar, it was a gentleman's
Gentlemen's
club.
Club.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you for the clarification.
But they had a couple dates before they actually started going out.
Mhm.
Like he kind
There
of
was
knew
a money
her.
changed hands.
How do you have a couple dates before you start going out?
You just buy her drinks at the bar.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh.
Someone needs to do a movie.
Sure. They
They
did.
did. Well, that's our weird people news. Debbie has a top 10 list. Stick around. Here we go.
Find us online at DennisGeorgeShow.com.
Hey there, catch us 24/7 on social media. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Good Pods. On Alexa and Google Assist, say, play Dennis George Show podcast.
If you have a question or comment, send us an email at podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com. Or if you're just looking for a date. If we read your question or comment on the show, we'll send you a Dennis George Show t-shirt. That's podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com. Now back to the show.
And we're back. We are going to get an application.
Yes.
And I don't know that he has a formal application. He's just saying, send me a message on Instagram. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It could just be simply send a photo of yourself type deal.
Let's say pics.
Could be.
Right, Mitch.
He's trying to build a spank bank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so send him a stuffed animal picture.
Like
Wow.
farm animals.
Right. Chickens, apparently. Yeah.
Chickens in particular.
There should be an app where you can swipe to pick the style you want.
Apple does let you create your own meme type thing.
Mhm.
Maybe you should create one for him.
Is this like the next release of FarmersOnly.com?
Like a talking chicken or
Failed the
something. I don't
first time.
know. I don't know. Debbie, what's your top 10 list? Let's do
Top 10 list is top 10 things schools stopped teaching but should have kept.
Schools. Okay.
Mm.
Schools. And I feel like most of these are American, not necessarily international. So I want to put that out there first and foremost because I feel
Okay.
like this list is definitely American, United States. So first one is typing. So I didn't realize, not going to lie, that they had stopped teaching typing in school. And it's because, everybody's using cell phones now and they're texting. But I have to think that we've lost something because the whole home key thought process of a keyboard, at
Yeah.
least on an American keyboard, you have your home keys where you keep your fingers located, and then you can hit all the other keys. So I feel like we'd probably be a lot faster. And one of the statements within all the verbiage surrounding typing not being in schools anymore was the statement that for elementary school students, there was a teacher in Washington, D.C. noted that it would take her students as much as 10 minutes to type a Google search.
Wow.
I don't know how long the Google search was, but just the fact
Yeah.
that it took them 10 minutes to type it
Because they can't find the keys. They're hunting and pecking on the keyboard.
They try to type like this on a keyboard.
And it's not, the keyboard on your phone is a very different keyboard than the physical keyboard. And I can tell you, my father worked most of his life. He was a hunt and peck method typer. And it drove every time I would see him at the keyboard, I was like, just back away and tell me what you want to say, because I can't watch you. This is painful. Just get out of the way.
I'm a hunt and pecker, but I type pretty fast. Like
I worked at a newspaper, and I was a sports writer who used 2-digit fingers, and he was really quick, but he was a sports writer for a newspaper.
And those they really they slam down on those keys too, and like you're just using 2 fingers, like.
Oh yeah, this was not electronic. This is all a mechanical
typewriter.
And don't get me wrong, you can get really fast once you orient yourself to the keyboard and you know where the keys are. But my issue is you could be a lot faster if you were actually using the home keys.
Yeah.
And doing the typing that way.
Right.
Yeah, I even tried to do like the swiping, and I cannot do that.
We all several of us have a mutual friend that is like the king of swiping texting. And I watched him do it the other day, and I mean, I literally was like, how?
Now, swiping is like when you sort of spell a letter out on the screen, and it automatically types it for you.
Yeah, you just drag your finger to the letters, and it picks up the letters. I don't get it. I can't make it happen. So props to
they could be having that. They got magic fingers. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do.
So many things to be said about that. Number nine is cursive writing, which we all know has been removed from the curriculum. They are no longer teaching cursive writing. Now, I had thought this for a long time, but it's actually been confirmed based on this particular entry, and that is that cursive writing actually stimulates neural pathways in our brains. And so the fact that we're not teaching that cursive writing anymore means that those particular pathways are not being stimulated, at least not through cursive writing. It does not actually say within this list whether or not there are other particular activities that would stimulate those pathways. But yeah, that's you don't get that same sort of stimulation to your brain when you're typing in a keyboard.
Yeah, and I think people have lost the art of just handwriting, because like even me, I used to write all the time, and now I type all the time. I had to fill out a medical form recently, and it took me forever just to get the letters legible, because I'm out of skill of actually handwriting.
Do that. I had a handwriting teacher that taught not to use your hand or fingers at all, other than to hold a writing implement. But you set your forearm, essentially the fleshy part of it, on the edge of the table, and just rotated and just moved your whole arm to do the cursive writing. So you didn't use your fingers at all. You didn't move your fingers or hand. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that they said in this article is that they think that printing is faster than cursive, and I disagrey.
I do too.
I think cursive is a heck of a lot faster.
Yeah,
you don't want me to be doing no cursive.
I mean, you can't
if
read
you
what I
don't know
write
how to do
anyways.
cursive, then it would be faster.
Yes, I agree.
No, I know how to do cursive, but I do not. It does not flow well for me.
Yeah,
I can actually do the other way better.
And for me, cursive is a heck of a lot faster than my printing.
Right.
My printing is super. I've been commented. Many people have complimented me on my handwriting in general.
You do have beautiful handwriting.
Well, thank you.
Do you ever find yourself switching between cursive and printing while you're?
Yes, do it all the time.
I do too. Yeah.
There are some letters.
Some things are faster. Yeah.
Yes, faster and cursive. So you'll see a mix.
Well, I do have a mix. I do have some of that.
Yeah, especially when I'm taking notes. Like if I'm in a meeting and I'm taking notes.
Right.
Because if I have to leave my microphone on while I'm in a meeting, I don't want them to hear me go click, click, clickety clack on the keyboard. So I will actually physically take notes. And so, especially when I'm doing something where I'm trying to write quickly, it's a mesh.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Post-it notes on my desk here, and half of them are in craft cursive and half print.
Yeah. My wife can still do shorthand, which is altogether different.
So can my mom. Yeah.
And they're
that's
fast,
an
too.
incredible task. My mom used to be a court reporter, so her shorthand was through the roof.
Wow.
She was
Sure.
amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, number 8, shop. Shop class. For people not familiar with shop class, that would be where they would teach you about potentially automotive machines and other types of, how to cut wood.
Where your instructor was missing
Home
a finger or
ownership. It's a good base for home ownership.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't let girls take shop though.
No,
They should
no,
bring
they
it
didn't.
back and do both.
You
Let
want
both-
to let's wait till we get to another section on this list, and then I'll go through my whole
We got to do
tirade about
that.
not being allowed to take.
We had
shop.
women. We had women whenever I was in school.
Hey, you're younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are younger.
My school
All
didn't
right.
have shop, but we should have.
Yeah, that's one thing they're noticing. There are a lot of more kids that they're calling disconnected because 16 to 24-year-olds who are not necessarily inclined to go to college, they haven't been taught any skills that they can just take out into the workforce.
Right.
So that's what the challenge is. And I personally think shop should go back into school. No question.
We've talked on this show in the past about how apathetic some of the younger generation is about just not working, and that's I think that goes to that for sure.
I just don't think we're doing the best job preparing them for life in general.
All-rounded people.
Yeah.
I don't think that starts in shop class. Me personally, I think
True.
that starts with a chore list
ed?
and things to do at home. But that's just me. What did you say?
Sex ed?
Wow. Well, I don't know. Maybe it might be on the list still.
All right.
It's not. No, sex ed is still in the schools.
Oh, it's still in the schools.
Yeah, it's still in the schools.
They're not
Okay,
gonna
number
take that
7.
away from us.
Number 7 is Latin. So initially, at the turn of the 20th century, there were a lot of people that took Latin because it was actually a required for college. They were required foreign language for college. But then there was a change in Congress passed what they called the National Defense Education Act, which basically sort of pushed more towards things that would work towards the national defense, which would be, your math and your sciences. And so Latin kind of fell off because it was no longer required for college. Now you could still, in America, you can still take a foreign language as an optional course, but Latin is not among the most prevalent of foreign language courses that are taken.
They need to teach everyone Spanish.
Do you know when that law was passed?
It was passed in 1958.
Why do you pick Spanish?
Yeah, why Spanish, Dennis?
Because it's such a widely spoken language.
So then why not Mandarin? It's actually spoken more than Spanish is.
Well, isn't Spanish spoken more in the Western Hemisphere versus the rest of the world?
But why is the Western Hemisphere special? If we're looking at sheer population numbers, all right, Mandarin's got everybody beat.
Yeah, but the odds of you running across someone speaking Mandarin are a little less than someone speaking Spanish in the United States.
True.
There's your kicker. That's your kicker statement right there, man.
Yeah, so in the United States. So he's saying that we're special.
Well, we're talking about schools in the U.S., so
there.
Nah.
Nah.
So one thing I want to
Finally, I said something right and got away with it. Jesus, Louise.
Yeah, you just set yourself up for the rest
Somebody
of the
get Dennis a cookie, all right?
Let me just make that statement. Okay, but the one thing I want to point out from this particular entry is that 60% of all English words and 90% of all vocabulary in technology and science are rooted in Latin or Greek.
Really?
Yes. And in high school, I had a fantastic teacher, my English teacher, who actually ended up winning the state's teacher award one year. It was not when I was there, but anyways, she's a fantastic teacher. One of the things that she would teach us when we were...
I'll apologize to Debbie.
One of the things, go ahead, Debbie. Just hit him.
She taught us a lot of basis of words. So she taught us Latin to an extent for a lot of the lesser vocabulary words.
So you understood the foundation of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, now suddenly you're interested?
No, I get it. I get it.
No,
I was just playing with you. I was just playing with you.
That's fine. No, that's
Yeah.
fine. You're done. You're dead
All right.
to me now. So,
You're dead.
Only took you like what 40 minutes into the show, Dennis?
Right.
You're losing your time.
Apologize to Debbie.
She knows I love her.
Number 6 is cooking. So home economics.
Oh, I could have used that one.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah, you could have. Did they not have that class for you?
No, they did not teach cooking. They didn't teach any of this stuff.
These are the reasons already, and we haven't even talked about it.
But they also didn't teach me math or English, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, and where's Yuri from again? Where's Yuri from?
You know, I could have used that cooking class.
Yeah.
In grade school, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, the issue was they forced me to take it when I moved to Virginia, and I didn't want to take it because I spent time in the kitchen with my mom and my grandmother. So I already knew, the stuff they were teaching me, it was stuff I'd already learned.
Me too, Debbie, but I was so excited because it was another time that I got to eat.
That's
so you both learned cooking basically from your moms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned about wine.
That's very important too.
And can be incorporated in
both kinds.
Right.
They need to actually teach
red and white in a gallon jug.
They need to go back to teaching the cooking, right? Because I mean, like, there are a lot of things that, like, are there's like a base way to cook that you can actually learn to actually embellish off of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I mean, like, I'm thinking, like, like cooking meats. Like, I mean, there's a kind of a base way to do it, and you can actually embellish it off that. All right. So I mean, literally the basics.
Completely
all right.
right.
And then, like, I would actually agree with you, Sam, that they actually might teaching wine in school is not a terrible idea either.
Yeah.
I would love to see like a half year kind of thing where they teach shop and then home ec or vice versa.
That's what we did.
That's
we
what I
did
would
one
love.
Yeah, we did like one semester in one, and then you switched, and then you did the other semester.
I didn't have that option. They were like, "You're female, therefore you have to take home ec.
either.
You don't get to take."
That
shop."
was whenever they finally decided to make that better.
See, my school had, like, actually they were called short courses, right? And you always had to be taking a short course. And I mean, these things, like, the topics were like massage, sign language, cooking, all right, things like that.
What's funny about massage?
All right, I mean, like literally, it did not count for a grade. You could not fail your year because of this, unless you just didn't take one. But you always had to be taking one. And they were like 3-week courses that you met like once a week for an hour. And it was just like, life skills that, like, might come in handy.
Massage?
I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Go ahead.
No, I just can't do it. Move on.
I can tell you how that's helped me in my life.
I just can't do it.
Don't do that.
Debbie?
Number 5 is
Margot knows.
interpersonal. Number 5 is interpersonal communication.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that this was actually a course. I kind of learned this in sort of natural behavior with.
We had this in my school.
I think it needs to be a course because so many people are stuck behind their phones.
They
don't know how to talk to somebody.
And that's the big point, is that people who are coming up nowadays, and in school nowadays, they're splitting their time between whatever they're doing and then their screen, whatever happens on their screen. So if somebody sends you a text, you automatically change your attention to the thing that just came through. And so the attention span has decreased.
Is that the genesis of this kind of a course?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, because the reason I asked that is because back when I was going to school, I had no such course.
Right. There was no course like that when I was in school either. Dennis, what was it for you? I mean, what was interpersonal communication?
Basically the class was called conversation.
Okay.
And it taught us social skills. So we did speeches, we did reports, standing up in front of the class. So different schools might call it something a little different, but you basically learned to interact with groups. So we did a lot of team building and a lot of interaction type stuff. And it definitely teaches you to be outgoing. And I think early on, well, no, I was never really introverted anyway, but so no, it's fine.
Don't even try to sell that here. Don't try.
No.
Our drama teacher was our communications teacher.
Yeah, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right, sure.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't have anything like that when I was in school. There was no course anywhere like that. I mean, we had group work in other classes, but nothing that was dedicated to that type of stuff. And I mean, I myself have always been a very social person anyway, so I didn't need help in how to communicate with people. But yeah, one of the things they mention is eye contact during conversation, and that it's decreased kind of exponentially because folks are not having that interpersonal reaction, communication with each other. They're not physically in the same place, and they're not retaining eye contact when they're talking with each other.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. Number 4 is civics.
Oh,
and
Jesus. Yes.
used to be a course taught in middle school, which is grades 6, 7, and 8 in America, along with a government course that would be taught in high school. And then this I like the way the article put this is then education ran smack into the 60s. Vietnam and Watergate, and Americans no longer had the enthusiasm for courses about their government. I really like the way the article put this. I won't lie. I think that's fantastic. But that changed a lot. And then by 1986, fully half of all the high school juniors said they had not taken a course in American government.
Yeah, I had civics class.
Yep. Me too.
I did too. And then I had government in
big deal.
High school. Yeah. So there's some pushes now. There's some universities who actually want to start giving a test on civics, and that their graduates have to pass this test, and so people are, I guess, balking. And it's only one, I believe. Well, there was only one college mentioned in the article, but anyways, I personally think it's a great thing. I think you need to learn how our government works.
Yep.
Whether or not you agree with it, I feel like you should learn how it works.
Right.
Yep.
Number 3 is driver's education. How many of us on this call took driver's education?
It depends on what you mean by that.
Did you have
it wasn't in school, but I did it on my father's lap.
Oh no, that's not driver's education.
Yeah,
I mean, to an extent it is, but it's not. Yeah.
So my parents sent me to a school to have driver's education over summer. They sent me to a private school that had a driver's education course in the summertime, and I went. So I had driver's ed when I was 16. I think it lowered the insurance as well and stuff like that. But
it used to be, I don't think it is anymore, but it used to be required in Virginia for you to actually take that course and pass the course to be able to get your license in the first place.
I think everyone should have to take driver's ed.
I agree.
Yeah,
I grew up on a
was at
farm.
drive-in.
What, Denny?
Nothing.
Okay.
His driver's ed course was at a drive-in. Is that what you said?
At a drive-in, yes.
At a drive-in. My first date was a drive-in.
Your first date was a drive-in or was at a drive-in?
Was at a drive-in.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a double feature. Have you ever heard this story?
No, I want to hear it.
It was in 4th grade, and her parents took us to see Clockwork Orange.
What?
My God.
and Flesh Gordon. It was a double feature, and we were in 4th grade, and I came home, and I remember my dad being pissed. Like, he was very upset.
I understand that wholeheartedly.
It was Teresa Hoke. Teresa Hoke was her name.
Did you say the second movie was called Flesh?
Flesh.
Yes.
Flesh Gordon.
Flesh Gordon.
It was a porno.
It was a porno, and that's where I got my first experience on what the sex ray was.
How was that at a drive-in movie? All right.
It was.
That's really my only question.
We sat on phone books, and we sat on phone books.
Legal?
We sat on phone books.
In St. Louis, a little bit north, of center of town, out in the county, actually, I think it was in St. Charles. They had the Olympic Drive-In Theater showed pornographic movies all the time.
Huh.
And we sat in the back seat on phone books while her parents made out in the front seat.
In fact, you could see the screen driving down the highway, down right around St. Charles.
The good old days when all you had to do is drive by.
So much wrong with that story.
I'm really curious how many windows ended up fogging up on that second movie.
It was
that a high accident area?
Well, you could only catch like a little bit of the screen, although it might have been, sure, because you always looked.
And the cops are always quick to respond.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't remember the scenes quite as much, but I definitely remember going home, and I definitely remember my dad being very angry.
I think A Clockwork Orange is a little traumatic anyway.
It's very traumatic. I can't watch that movie. I tried to watch it.
It's a fantastic cult movie. It is a fantastic cult movie, but I'm telling you, you have to
Not at that age.
really want to be into that movie.
Yeah, that messed me up, I think.
Well, even think about the part where they hold the person's eyes open with those little mechanical things, and make him watch, I guess, porn or whatever it was.
I can't
to see that as a kid.
It's porn on porn.
Oh, all right, we're gonna move
Violence
on.
porn.
All right, Debbie, move us on.
We gotta move on. Number 2 is play. So apparently, the amount of time that kids get to play these days, and I mean, recess and outside time, has decreased quite
That's
a
not
bit
good.
actually. And so kids aren't learning how to play, which is sad to me because I mean that's where you form a lot of bonds and friendships.
Yeah, it teaches you interpersonal skills, how to get along with other people, how to make friends. Yeah, socialization.
Goes back to the class, communication.
Most of the people that I beat up were on the playground. So, I mean,
I had a neighbor that wouldn't let their boy go out and play. We lived in a multiple story building, and there was this playground like 100 yards away. Wouldn't let him play, and one day they finally acquiesced and let him go out and play. Got up on a picnic table, fell off, and broke his arm first thing.
Wow!
So because they never let him go out.
Play.
He never knew how to play. You got to get out there to learn how to fall and roll. And
he probably saw a kid go out there and get up on that picnic table and jumped and did a flip,
off,
and he probably went up there and did it and thinking he could do it. And
we went out and played. We went out and sold magazines and panhandled and broke into buildings and played lawn darts and. We definitely.
How did you survive lawn darts?
Back in my day, they didn't.
Darts were the best.
Just go play.
Oh, I know. I mean, I just thought it was survival of the fittest. All right, I'm all about it.
That's right. Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, so yeah, we need to get kids out and playing more. So,
Agreed.
All right. Number 1, logic or critical thinking.
If only.
Right. I see some of the things they do on YouTube, and I'm like, yep, no longer teaching that.
Yeah.
I there's a whole lot I could say about this particular one, and
I think we've said it all already.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could give you stats and I could tell you what some of this other stuff is, but I think we have all probably experienced and seen it enough in our actual day-to-day lives that we probably.
All you got to do is say Tide Pods.
Right.
How is that a thing?
Just.
Well, what about the people licking the toilet seats during COVID?
Oh yeah, the YouTuber out there in an airplane toilet seat.
Well, they were doing it all over. That was a big thing. Apparently.
Why?
To go lick toilet seats.
Logic is missing.
Why would you do that?
Likes, you want to get likes,
Right.
Disgusting to begin with, but then you add.
Well, thank you, Debbie. That was quite an enlightening list of things that are no longer taught in school that for sure should be. We have a fantastic bunch of listener email coming up. So we're going to do that next.
The Dennis George Show continues after this.
Check out our YouTube channel. It's a whole new way to watch radio, where you can find each episode of our show. Just search Dennis George Show. Like us and subscribe. See you there.
Hey, this is Mitch from The Dennis George Show. If you have a question, comment, new sexual position, things I should do with Dennis's mom, or looking for a date, or even looking for a date with Dennis's mom, send us an email at podcast@dennisgeorgeshow.com. If we read your question or comment on the air, we'll send you a t-shirt. That's podcast@dennisgeorgeshow.com. And now, back to the show.
Well, we've got.
It's been so long.
Demi, what's the next top 10 list you got for next week? All right, let's just start that top 10 list right now. All right.
These are people who wrote into the show to podcast@dennisgeorgeshow.com. And we can also remind you that you can
send pics.
You can watch us on YouTube, and you can also check us out on wherever your podcasts are. So
I thought our internet was going to drop.
I
there
know.
For a second.
I know. It looked like it was stalling out.
Dennis, you didn't give me my line so I could go
Last week we talked about, it was our big UFO show. We got lots of email about that, and yet they're still coming in. First one, hi, I'm a moderator of a group on Facebook you should mention and check out. The name of the group is Aluminum. I can't even say it. The name of the group is Aluminum Foil Hats. It's a
group?
I am checking it out right
group
now.
on Facebook called Aluminum Foil Hats. We have 360 members and explore UFOs and other such things. She says, wear those foil hats to protect us. Love your show, Nicole Bell.
I'm going to check it out. I want to see if they got any stylish foil hats.
It's called
hats.
Aluminum Foil Hats is the name of the group on Facebook.
That's good. It's straightforward. It gets right to the point of what they're about. It's a good game. Thank you, Nicole.
I didn't see any at the Kentucky Derby.
Couple weeks ago,
There's got to be pictures there.
They were lined on the inside.
So about do aluminum foil hats work? There is a university student who wrote a dissertation about brainwaves, and he was able to control the video game Pong. You ever see the video game Pong where the thing goes back and forth? He was able to control the cursor in Pong with his brainwaves. So in order for him to experiment whether aluminum foil could block brainwaves, hence the reverse, wherein aluminum foil will block people from reading your brainwaves, he created a YouTube video, which we are going to post on our social media channels for you to watch this video. And it works. He made an aluminum foil hat, then he put the device back on his head, and he could not control Pong anymore.
I think we need more tests.
So he,
Did you have to unplug the machine?
His dissertation, though, came to the conclusion that aluminum foil hats do work.
I understand that, but I think that his premise is not necessarily true because we have not tested the waves coming in. We have only tested the waves going out.
Fair point.
Therefore.
Fair point. So I am going to post the link for the YouTube experiment. I did watch it. It was quite interesting and entertaining. And I'm going to post that on our social media channels. 3 or 4 weeks ago, you may remember we talked about the promotion for Farmer Boy. This is a hamburger joint on the West Coast called Farmer Boy Burgers. And this was regarding their tattoo promotion, which if you got one of their tattoos, you could get a free hamburger for a course of a year for their celebration. So Dan wrote us and he said, hey, I'm a farmer and I love hamburgers and I like porn. So I'd get a Farmer Boy tattoo. Sign me up, Dan. Now, I don't know where the porn came in, but I'm just throwing that out there. That's the email we got. Okay. So I'm just, Dan is
he wants a tramp stamp?
He's clearly into Farmer Boy.
We did talk about Farmer Boy, and it did sound like a porn. So that was a reference in that part of the segment.
Okay,
but he wanted to point out. He wanted to point out. He wanted to point out that he hit all three of those things. The farmer likes the hamburgers, likes the porn. He's willing to do the tattoo. So
I just want to point out to Dan that it's not a requirement from Farmer Boys, the hamburger joint, to like porn.
The promotion.
Throw that out there.
Promotion said nothing about porn. Just throw that out there, right?
Right.
About a month ago, we did a show about furries, and we got quite a bit of email about this. So furries are, the reference we were using is different than some of the people that were writing us. So the reference we made was a man was walking between L.A. and San Francisco in a bear outfit, and he had created a GoFundMe account. And we were commenting on things like how hot it might be and is he a furry? And I postulated that after I Googled it, that furry is actually a fetish. It's a sexual fetish. So here's one of many of the emails we got. So, Thomas B. in Oklahoma City writes, I have a furry outfit and I'm willing to be on your show and have some fun. Let me know, Thomas.
I need him to refine the definition of have some fun.
Fun? What does fun mean?
I don't disagree with you, but let's move on.
Otherwise, we'll sign Debbie up.
In a past show, I don't know what you listeners heard, but apparently somehow we made some suggestion that we needed suggestions for people to tell us what Sam should do for 24 hours if he was naked. Now, I'm not sure how you all made that leap.
We were raising money for cancer.
Can
And
this
that is how it
Can
came
this
up.
be a top 10 list for next week?
I'm just saying, and I am. Listen, I want to tell all of our listeners, we're so happy to have you.
I should say thank you. I think
and it's fantastic.
that you want to see me.
But some of the things you guys cherry pick out to hear is quite interesting. So
I'd be careful what you wish
keep
for.
the
Sam.
message
You're about
coming.
to- yeah.
we got about 20 emails about different things that Sam should do naked. So here's two of the best.
I want to know how much I'm getting paid for this.
Well, that didn't get thrown in there.
Dang.
So, regarding what listeners would like Sam to do for 24 hours on the show to raise money, somehow this turned into naked email suggestions. The first one is from Jane W. in Phoenix, Arizona, and she would like you to do naked pudding wrestling. Now, I don't even know what that is. So, and I would like to, I'm just going to say to Jane, like, what flavor?
Pudding.
And, I mean, are there...
Swirl.
So,
Who's wrestling with Sam?
Is Jane
Who's
wrestling with Sam? I don't know.
Be something
You're
like
gonna be
old school
exhausted after 24 hours.
and big blue or whatever.
Right.
I'm not into tapioca.
So, Sam, you have to tell us what flavors you're willing to do that.
I'm all about the swirl.
Greg T suggested that we play a specific game. He's in Chandler, Wyoming. He suggested that we play the game, the Naked Game, it's called. And they have a website. I looked it up called he gave us the link, but I went and looked, called thenakedgame.com.
Of course you did.
And the nakedgame.com is a 2-player card game designed for couples. It's the first couples game to offer a satisfying degree of gameplay depth while facilitating an intimate experience with your partner. Now, I want to point out with Greg, we had talked about doing this on the show. So I like the fact that there's cards that you can turn over with instructions because that could help guide the show along. But I'm a little concerned that, the rest of the game, let me explain. This is where I get concerned. Playing the Naked Game is always a win-win because both players are sure to score. With the perfect blend of gameplay and foreplay, of strategy and action, it's a fun and unique way for you and your loved one to spice up the night. There are 2 rounds of play. The warm-up round, which sets the mood and rids you of your pesky clothing, and the action round, where you choose a sexy action that you desire. And who will perform what on whom. Meanwhile, collect the sex cards and play them strategically to win the game and a reward.
Warning, take a shower first.
Who's playing with Sam? Again.
They want to play
A listener.
Again. Apparently, Greg T in Chandler. Now, he didn't offer himself to play. He just suggested that we should play that game. Greg T.
Kind of like strip poker, man.
Yeah.
Strip poker is what it sounds like to me.
And we all had no problem volunteering Sam for this assignment. So I also have no problem volunteering the listeners who wrote in, volunteering them for this assignment.
Good for you. That's good, Mitch. So, Sam, I'm not sure what's happening, but keep the emails coming because apparently that's
I like
fantastic.
this.
Yeah, it's
I think
fantastic.
it's great that they want me naked.
Apparently, yeah. That's
Talk about an ego boost.
Yeah, certainly something's going on here. Michelle
Don't stand
F.
up.
Yep, Michelle F. in Rego Park, Queens. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and I apologize. You may remember that I talked about killer squirrels and the fact that they were going to take over us and kill us. She
And
wrote,
they forgot their nuts.
Right. So regarding killer squirrels, quote, this is an email. Here in Queens, dozens of people have been attacked by squirrels that have taken over looking for food. Some say it's because a lot of restaurants were closed and they couldn't find food. lately it's been a little better now that they can dig in the trash again. So be warned, you're right, they're after us. Michelle F., Rego Park, Queens, New York.
The problem with rats too.
Yeah, apparently squirrels are a big deal. So
Squirrels are big, rats with big tails.
Rats with big tails.
Rats of the trees.
And finally, we do want to mention thank you all for listening. And remember, you can always write in podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com. Our final email on a little bit more of a serious note. This is from Daya P. in Bangalore, India. And she writes, we listened to your podcast, and many of us are very ill with COVID. Thanks a lot for the laughter. So I thought that was pretty touching. So you're welcome. We're glad you listen, and we want you all to get
Happy
well.
to be here.
Keep laughing.
I hope you guys all get better soon.
Yep.
Hang in
Keep,
there.
keep laughing. Know we're thinking about you, and I know we get crazy American stuff we talk about. Maybe that makes you laugh at us even more, which is probably not a bad thing. So we and keep those emails coming because we like hearing from you all, and we like.
And Dennis loves pictures. Make sure you send pictures.
Yeah.
Anything.
Pixar didn't happen.
No more dick pics and no more naked pics. And if your hoochie looks like a squirrel, I don't need to see that either. I'm just throwing that out there.
And what I hear for the listeners is game on. All right.
Right.
Do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Sure. A challenge.
Fine. Sam has our apology list for us for this week. Sam, what you got?
Luna. We gotta apologize to Luna.
It's a good name. I don't think we made fun of it.
Well,
Oh,
I
we
kind of
did. Yes, we did.
And I talked about like Luna clips. Yeah.
Okay.
Arlo, because we compared it to a security system. China, Mitch.
It's their fault.
Mitch.
Not sorry.
China twice. It was on here twice,
Three
bro.
times now.
It hasn't been on all season. I felt like they were lacking.
To
I
Kill a
wanted to feel the
Mockingbird.
love.
We're gonna apologize to Kill a Mockingbird. Kill a Mockingbird.
Yep.
I'm gonna have a problem now. Pakistan.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah, Margot, Debbie, Yuri. It's hard whenever you're put on the spot, though. It kind of is. Debbie again. Farmer Boys. Aluminum Hat People. I feel like we should do it again. And that's what I got.
All right, Sam. Thank you so much. It is a thing. Those of you that did send in your aluminum hat pictures, I do appreciate it. I sense
those to me.
I will. I sense that
see
some
one.
of you. I sense that some of you made them specifically for the show, and I appreciate that.
I love that too.
I'd like to see them.
Okay, I'll post them. I'll post them. We were also looking for people who maybe did it with some regularity. So throwing that out there.
I want a full aluminum outfit. All right.
No.
Come on, Paris
no,
Fashion
no,
Week.
no.
Let's go. Come on.
We're good.
Better call Saul.
Better call Saul. Well, thank you all. That's our show, and we will catch you all next time. So bye-bye.
Bye. Good
Bye.
to see you, everybody.
Y'all. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Join us again next time for another edition of The Dennis George Show. Thanks for watching.